Welcome to another Call of Duty Warzone video, and as promised in my previous video, I'm going to be giving you a few tips on how you can increase your chances of winning at the game mode Plunder. So without further ado, enjoy the video. So what is Plunder exactly and how do you win? Well, Plunder mode is a version of the Battle Royale that tasks team with gathering as much in-game cash as possible rather than simply surviving until the end. When you die in this game mode, there is no gulag. You'll simply respawn in 20 seconds with a loadout of your choice and continue your quest of getting as much cash as possible until the end. To win a game of Plunder, you need to come out victorious at the end of the bonus period round. This is only activated once any team in the game collects a total of $1 million in cash. When the bonus round starts, you have until the end of the timer to place yourself above that team, either by killing them or by earning more yourself. Whichever team has the most cash at the end of the bonus round wins the game. As simple as that. But don't be fooled, the game mode is a lot more challenging than what it looks, because it's really intense, it's fast paced, cash deposit helipads are mostly contested, there are many snipers on roofs and campers in buildings, making it very hard to stay on top. But don't fear. In this video, I will be giving you 5 tips on how you can increase your chances of winning at Plunder. Tip 1. The first fall of the game, it's important that you and your squad mates all land on different locations on the map, preferably in quiet areas or less contested areas. The main reason you want to be doing this is to be able to loot as many caches as possible and pick up cash along the way. And by each falling at different locations, you don't limit yourself in caches being looted. Also, if one teammate dies early, that is okay. You have 2 other teammates which are already following tip 1, meaning that there is already a steady income and nearly no time has been lost. In the early game, it's very crucial to get off to a good start, so when you get to the mid to late game, you can just continue with that good early start, the momentum you have, and just put yourself in a position to win. It's important to stay away from any gunfights, as it could just end up in you getting killed, losing cash, and losing that momentum you have built up for yourself. For tip 2, you want to be falling near contracts in the beginning, as they give you a steady and reliable income. Keep in mind that only one contract can be picked up and activated at a time. In order to pick up a second contract, you must first finish the first one or let it time out. The important thing here is to only pick up the recon contracts or the locate supply boxes contracts. You don't want to be picking up the target contracts, as it is way too risky. You could fall into traps, be shot unexpectedly, or you could be third partied. You must just remember that you are playing to win and not playing for most kills, otherwise this guide is not the guide for you. Moving on to tip 3. Use a vehicle to get from point A to point B. It could be anything from a quad bike to a helicopter, whatever you think works best for you in that scenario. Walking or running is fast, but only when you have a pistol or a knife as a secondary. But say now you run overkill perk, you have 2 primary weapons, running can feel pretty slow, hence why you need a vehicle. You can also win a lot of time by using them. In my opinion, vehicles are very overpowered because they are relatively fast and they don't take as much damage from gunfire. You can run people over pretty easily. They never run out of gas, which I find personally a bit ridiculous, but okay. And basically the list goes on why you should use them. So please make as much use of them as possible. After looting for a long time, it's very possible that you have a lot of cash on you and that you have become a target on the map, meaning that people will start hunting you down for your cash. Therefore, it's very important for you to deposit your cash from time to time. This can either be done through cash deposit balloons or cash deposit helipads, where you call in a helicopter to pick up all the money you have collected along the way. My tip here would be that if you are not lucky enough to find a cash deposit balloon in caches, that you take your vehicle and drive to the safe cash deposit helipad, or as I like to call it, piggy banks. And most of the time, the safe cash deposit helipads are the ones on the outskirts of the map. When calling the helicopter, make sure to look around you for enemy players, and obviously don't wait in the open. I would recommend for you to wait inside of a building, but just be aware of campers. and always look out at the rooftops for enemy snipers. When the helicopter arrives, I would recommend for you to throw down a few smokes because they are very useful for you to hide in while depositing your money. Let's face it, at some point in the game some of you will have died and you will be forced to group up with your teammates, meaning that looting will not be as efficient as before, and at this stage you are approaching late game and you are taking more risks to gather money. Therefore it's important for the team member who has the least amount of money to be taking the biggest risks. What do I mean by that? This means that they should be entering buildings, checking for possible campers, risking their life to make sure his team survives. Also, that team member should be calling in the helicopters to deposit money. They should be taking the risks to go loot these big money drops and so on. I know I said this would be a 5 tips video, but I have one bonus tip for you, and that is when you are in need of quick cash, I would recommend you to camp hot zones or fly over where you see the money leaders and try and eliminate them, take their cash and run for your life. Do whatever you see fit in order to gain as much cash possible before the end of the bonus round period, and hopefully you end up victorious after all of that. Well, that is it for my 5 tips on how you can increase your chances of winning at Plunder. I wish you the best of luck in your games and hopefully these tips have helped you. If you enjoyed this type of video, be sure to leave a like and let me know in the comment section down below if these tips have helped you win Plunder games. Also, don't forget to subscribe to see more of this type of content. Peace!